everyone, and welcome to A Path Through Time. I am Dakota, your PM, your DM, your GM, and this time we are doing something a little bit differently. If you can't tell by the title of this episode, it's the Arc 1 post-show. I think in a previous Q&A, or question of the episode, I stated that we were not doing a Q&A after Arc 1. I may have lied a little bit. This is the post show where we are going to be taking a bunch of the leftover questions from the questions of the episodes and answering them. We're going to take other stuff, like we got some stuff to talk about regarding the system. We got some stuff to talk about the future of the show and basically how the co-hosts feel about the entire thing. It's going to be a really nice, just laid back discussion. Hopefully no chaos. Honestly, probably going to be chaos anyway. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit different this time. So let's get started. We are going to do a little bit of introducing ourselves rather than our characters. So I'm going to start us off. I am Dakota, obviously. And one fact about myself is that I actually collect Pokemon plushes. I have a gigantic Eevee sitting next to me. It's 3 feet tall and it sits on my bed staring out the window. So that's my fact. It is literally 2 feet to my left. Evelyn, what about you?
Aw, that's really cute. A 3-foot Eevee. Okay.
I'm actually holding it now. It is gigantic.
Wow. Larger than life, even.
I'm actually gonna take a picture of it. It's huge.
Nice. While he's doing that, I'm Evelyn. I play as Hikaru on the show. And one fun fact about me is that I speak like 4 or 5 languages, and recently I've been studying Japanese.
Wait, I thought you only spoke Japanese. I mean, not only Japanese and English. What languages do you speak?
Spanish, Mandarin, and Italian.
Mandarin?
To like different extents.
That one in particular surprises me. Why Mandarin?
Family.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, yep, that makes sense. If you have Mandarin family, I'm sorry, is Mandarin the right word? I'm
Chinese
not quite
family.
sure what country. Okay, I wasn't quite sure what part of the China that relates to, or if it's something different. I'm sorry. Okay. And, like you said, you had how many languages?
I listed like 5. Yeah, so 5.
So many you've lost count. Okay.
And I'm Eli. Nice little fun fact about me is I've actually played at least one of the like set of games from every generation of Pokemon except Gen 1.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
You mean? Yeah, honestly, if there's anyone to miss out on, it's probably Gen 1.
Yeah, I was unfortunately born after Gen 1 and saw no need to play it after playing Gen 2. So
yeah, I was going to say, you get Gen 1 in Gen 2, so I don't know if it's really much to go back to anyway. All right, Shawn, what about you?
Oh, hey, it's me. Yeah, so I'm Shawn.
Did you have your microphone muted?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been typing. Yeah. Sorry. Yes, that's me. I'm Shawn. I play Sammy Pepperoni. Sammy's not his full name. You'll never find out what his full name is. Sammy is not short for what you might think it is.
It's actually short for Samathan.
Samathan. Samathy.
Samson.
I don't know. Fun facts. Fun facts. I am the oldest. I am a dad. I ride a skateboard. I actually have a longboard. My bad.
You never told us that.
Yeah. I have a longboard.
Eli, how did you know?
No, I was saying that I was agreeing with you that he never told us that.
I thought you were going with Shawn. He's like, yeah, how did you not know? Okay.
How did you not know? No, I definitely have not said that.
All right, whatever. I'm going to transition out of this. It's turned it terrible. Right. I think I hinted at this before, but one of the people previously asked and I answered, are we doing an Arc 1 Q&A? And I said no, because we have a question of the episodes that are answered in each midsection. However, I kind of maybe changed my mind, so we're going to take those leftover questions and I'm going to answer them now. Or rather, we're going to start with the ones that are posted in the Discord. And then afterwards, the group has some questions that they can answer, that they can ask me that they specifically have. So I'm going to go to the top of the. Where is the question of the episode? Submissions. Here we go. And I'm going to start at the top and make my way down until we get to the bottom. I'm not answering every question, only the ones that apply to the group, like this one. I think this one was specifically for me, but I can ask it to the group. Spirit asks, episode 1 question, favorite character so far? You guys can do this in any order. You guys can just, what are your guys' favorite characters so far?
First thing that comes to mind is Mr. Dr. Sumo.
I love Mr. Dr. Sumo.
Yes, Mr. Dr. Sumo. Moms. I just love that how so many of our characters has really silly names, like Mr. Dr. Sumo, Barbenheimer.
Like Barbenheimer. I want to talk about Barbenheimer actually, because I don't know if I've said this on the show yet. I might have, because I've said it a few times, at least the co-host. But the way that episode went, I think the episode name was Barbenheimer because of that. But what ended up happening is, I think it was episode 4, Arc 1, episode 4, and it was like, I expected the characters to get so far, but I didn't expect the graduation to happen that episode. And we had some extra time. I was like, all right, I can squeeze this in. So the entire graduation was 100% improv off the top of my head. Literally everything. So I was like scrambling for ideas. I was scrambling for names and everything. I was like, oh no, I don't have a principal name. You know, I'm like, suggestions please. I don't know anything. And I'm just like throwing stuff together. Like, I probably sounded fine, but in the back of my head there was just like sirens going off. I'm like, I gotta create something now. And I think Evelyn suggested Barbenheimer for the name.
Yeah, it was me.
Of the Decidueye. And I rolled with it. It was just the stupidest thing that's ever happened on the show, I think. And
you guys don't know how long I was waiting to suggest Barbenheimer as a name for a character.
Oh, I love it. It's a deep-voiced pink Decidueye named Barbenheimer, and she makes bombs in her spare time. Oh,
yeah.
Egg bombs, specifically.
Egg bombs?
Very, very powerful egg bombs.
Yes, she's Matilda from Angry Birds. Shawn,
yes,
did you submit your favorite character?
Was everyone else's choice Mr. Dr. Sumo?
Oh, it can be anything. What? It's your favorite
No,
character.
I was just like, I guess I was asking for, like, what did they say?
I think, hold on, let me see if I can remember. Eli said Mr. Dr. Sumo, and Evelyn said Mr. Dr. Sumo and Barbenheimer.
No, I didn't say. I just said I liked that they have silly names.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you guys chose one. I thought Barbenheimer was Evelyn's choice.
Yeah. Well, that would be my choice for, like, favorite character with a name, but maybe I think my favorite character overall is, like, I don't know. Can we do player characters?
Sure, they are considered characters. It's in the name.
Right. Well, I mean, obviously, I feel like I feel really strongly attached to my own character, Hikaru.
Okay, Shawn, what about you?
Oh, that's me. Weirdly, I like Mrs. Bruce's mom. Bruce's mom is nice. Mrs. Flameback, she's so nice. Sammy's mom.
Wait, I just realized.
Well, maybe not Sammy's mom, but just Sammy's parents as one character, because they kind of are one character almost.
I kind of treat them as one character. I just make a Snorlax appear as like, is this the mom or is this the dad? Doesn't really matter because they're gonna act the exact same.
Yeah.
They're just so identical. I just was, is this Sammy or Shawn speaking? Because if, I would be a little bit concerned if Sammy, liked Mrs. Flameback more than he liked his own mom.
No, this is me. I'm not saying Mrs. Flameback is better. She's pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay.
She was always so nice to the characters, and then the big reveals. That was always cool. What other characters did I like?
If you're struggling to come up with one, I do have a suggestion because it's like one of my favorite characters.
I like the pierogi salespeople. Both of them. Yes, the two guy and the other one.
That's what I was gonna bring up. One of my favorite characters, yet again, was made up on the spot. It's Two. I don't know if he has a name. He might have a name. But yeah,
I don't know. They're just two Bewares. I don't think they had names.
I was a Beware. Yeah, I was
Oh my gosh, I loved that.
Yeah, Two.
His name is
Pierogies 2. Also, I realized it's cheaper to get 2 pierogies from Pierogies 2 Electric Boogaloo than it is the other place.
That was the whole thing. The Pierogies 2 Electric Boogaloo was not supposed to make any sense. It was just 2. You compare 2 of anything, 2 teeth, 2 toenails. I think that's an exact quote. Yeah, I love that character.
You see 2 rocks over there? Yeah, just give me those.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down real quick and see if there's another question to move on from. Okay, here we go. Yet again, coming in from Spirit. Here's a question for the episode. Why did you pick your Pokemon? So we'll start with Evelyn, since we sort of hinted at this earlier. Evelyn, why did you pick Pikachu?
Yeah, so I picked Pikachu because Pikachu's not my favorite Pokemon, but I knew that I wanted to have a character named after either of the 2 J-pop artists that I like. So at the time that was Sheena Ringo and Hikaru Utada. And so Hikaru is named after Hikaru Utada. And I was like, what Pokemon name sounds like Hikaru? And it was just so obvious. Pikachu.
That's a little bit of a bridge to cross, but I can sort of see it. I'm glad you pointed that out, because I don't think... I can't speak for anyone else, but at least I don't really pay attention to... I'm sorry, did you say K-pop or J-pop?
J-pop.
K-pop. Well, I don't really pay attention to either of those. I never would have picked up on that. Yeah. Eli, what about you?
Actually...
I
Sorry, just one more thing.
No, if you have more, go ahead.
Pikachu and Hikaru are actually etymologically related. The Japanese word for light is hikari, and
I see.
And Pikachu comes from a sound effect, like an onomatopoeia, like pika pika, which is like the sound of sparkling.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Like, the last bridge was a little hard to cross. This one, I don't even see the end of the bridge. As someone who's actually dealt with electricity, I used to be an electrical apprentice. I've never heard electricity go pika pika.
Yeah.
I don't. What kind of electricity do they have where you are?
I don't know. Electricity that doesn't make any sounds, or just makes a low.
Good to know. We're gonna. You have the Pokemon.
Speaking of electricity making sounds, my lamp is bugging out right now.
Oh, great. Yeah. So, Eli, I think I know why you chose Cyndaquil, but why don't you go ahead and describe it anyway?
Yeah, I'll spell it out for anyone who hasn't figured it out yet, but I was on a special episode in Not a Scratch some time ago where I played a Typhlosion named Bruce, and as soon as Dakota said, hey, I'm trying to make a show that's just the Alcast region but 20 years ago, I'm like, well, I got the perfect character for this. We got some Bruce and Cyndaquil days.
In fact, the character was so perfect.
I have a character that's already in the Outcast region.
Exactly. Yeah, your character was so perfect. I actually implemented it into the story. Okay, this is coming after Arc 9, or episode... I said Arc 9 again. Get grief. After episode 9, so...
Man, we're so far in the future. We're already at Arc 9.
Yeah, I'll have a question about that later for you. Don't worry. You can talk about it then.
Oh boy, I can't wait. I really hope it's not something I have to veto, because if it has anything to do with me spilling the story, that's not happening.
No, it doesn't have any. You don't have to like spoil any direct story stuff. It's
okay. Well, that should be fine then. All right, Shawn, what about you? Why Munchlax?
All right. So here's the story. When we were doing the auditions for the show, and Dakota was trying to get me the things to get ready for the show, he didn't give me much to actually get ready for it. No, he didn't give me a character sheet or anything. What?
Sorry, I just remembered you originally wanted to be an Ice Cube, didn't you?
I wanted to be an Ice Cube, and so, well, here's what happened. We were trying to do the first the audition, and you didn't give me much to work with because you gave me very little information. So I was like, all right.
Okay.
We started the episode. We were gonna start the episode, and you're like, you got your character sheet? I'm like, no, you didn't give me one.
What do you mean? Like when we actually first started, like episode 0 that never got released?
No, the one before that, when we did the audition to see who would get into the show.
Oh, the audition. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
You didn't give me a character sheet nor anything like to prepare myself. So you're like, all right, let's jump into it. I'm like, I don't have a character. You didn't give me anything.
Okay, so there is a little bit of a reason for this, and I can explain. So before, when I was getting like permission from Anaru to make the show and like making the story and everything, I don't quite have the authority. I didn't have the authority to like distribute, because okay, for those who don't know, which is probably most of the people listening to this, the entire Not a Scratch system is attached to the character sheets. So like you have your character sheet, but if you tab over to like one of the Excel sheets, there's like your definitions page and all your like calculations pages and stuff. Literally the entire Not a Scratch system is in the character sheet. So I can't just go around willy-nilly distributing the character sheet, because then because Anaru does not currently have the Not a Scratch system public. I think we're using a little bit of an outdated version, but we're gonna get to that later. Yeah. But so I couldn't like just straight up give you the entire Excel sheet. I had permission from Anaru to use it for the show as a DM, and to give it to those I chose to be co-hosts. However, when we were doing, when I was doing interviews for this, I could not just give it out willy-nilly. So what I did is I asked what kind of Pokemon you guys wanted and stuff, and I sent you, I'm quite certain I sent you guys screenshots of it, so that way you could only use the one page.
Oh no, I didn't get a screenshot.
Well,
that didn't you gave us full character sheets.
You gave us full character sheets.
It didn't apply to me because I already had the character sheet from before.
Eli's the one that actually distributed it to me originally.
Yeah.
Okay, so
what happened was,
because
so what happened was I went in to get started, because I guess if people don't know, we don't know each other. This is how we met, and we met through this, and because Dakota's like, yeah, I want to start this show. And I was like, I initially was like, yeah, this might just be one of those possibilities that passed me by. And I'm like, you know what? No, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try out for this thing. And I filled out the thing and the little application, and I did the pre-show audition, whatever if you want to call it. And when I went to do that, Dakota asked me, he's like, so what's your favorite Pokemon? And I was like, currently, right now, it has been Ice Cube. And he said, I don't think that'll work in this system because I don't know how the form changes would work. I was like, okay.
Okay, so I was a little bit unsure about form changes, especially with newer Pokemon. There's reasons for that I can't explain yet, but the newest types of Pokemon, there are certain Pokemon that just can't be used. Ice Cube is one of those. There is a reason for that I think I hinted at when we were doing this. I said we can't use Ice Cube because 1, the forms, and 2, there's another reason I can't really say. But Ice Cube is a little bit off the table at the moment. I might have been able to make it work if I changed some things. But this is future me saying, because I've actually got those things mostly solidified now, and even now it's a little bit iffy if you would have been able to make an ice cube with the story still making sense. So
Right.
I hope that makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah. Excuse me. And then it's like, okay, so what's your second favorite Pokemon? I was like, Munchlax, Snorlax. So I'll go with Munchlax.
And I was like, all right, Munchlax, that works. That's perfect.
And then we were joking around like, let's give a metronome.
Oh no. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I can't wait till I don't remember when you learn metronome, or if you, or like maybe at some point I'll like throw you a metronome TM or something like that.
I don't think he gets through level up. Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. These questions have taken a little bit longer than I expected, so I'm going to scroll a little bit further down, and let's see, because we do have other stuff to talk about as well. Yes, there's the original one. Kurdos asks, will there be a live Q&A session at the end of Arc 1? Just like, not scratch. Well, maybe. Sort of. Just wanted to point that out.
Well, this is a Q&A session. It's just not live.
Oh, it wasn't initially planned to be a Q&A session. It was just going to be us talking about our thoughts, and then he was like, hey, there's some questions that I can't answer in the midsection.
Yeah, it turned out there was like a lot of questions that like applied to the group, and like getting the group together for the midsection was like just as hard as getting the entire group together to just regular recording. So we're like, this isn't working. I'm just gonna do the midsections myself. So we're answering all the group questions now. I think Spirit asked this question twice, because later on he says, how about this one? Why did everyone pick their Pokemon? That's the second time he asked that. Oh, here's a good one. Okay, Kurdos Blackheart asks, if each character was able to get any Terra type of their choice, what would that type be?
Man, I think I had an answer for this.
I think my Terra type would be... Oh, were you talking?
You answer, because I'm going to look for my answer.
I'm looking right here. I can. You guys answer off the top of your head. I can answer for each of you guys, because I've got it right here. Yeah, because you guys actually answered this in the chat.
Oh, I gotta remember what my answer actually was, because I don't think I ever actually gave my answer in the chat.
Yeah, I've got Shawn's, but I want to see if it aligns with what you guys have now. So, what are your guys' favorite, or what Terra types do you guys would have? Blah, English apparently not my strong suit. Jeez.
So I think mine would be Fairy.
Oh yeah, that actually would fit.
I think Pikachu with Fairy would be cool.
Okay, what about you, Eli?
Can you tell me what answers that people guessed that I nixed were?
I will say what you have said before after you answer.
Wait, I did actually give an answer?
You did.
You did, yeah.
Oh, I did. I didn't think I did.
Okay, so I'll read the exact. I'll read it once you answer.
Okay. Well, I was thinking either what was it? Dark or Ghost.
Really?
To counter the psychic types that he's been afraid of for the past 8 to 10 years, depending on continuity stuff.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
8 years.
It's his sister's a psychic.
Yeah, that's true. You're just mortally afraid of your sister.
Well, my sister is different because it's my sister. Like, obviously, I'm not really...
Oh no, here comes that horse again.
Scared of his sister, but, like...
No. Yeah.
Other competent psychic types who are like...
Oh, no, I get what you're saying. Like an Alakazam or a Hypno.
Or Malamar, or...
Yeah.
BTM.
So this is what you said. You said Steel would be a good one, but also isn't the one I was quite thinking of. Bruce isn't really goth. He's just very much not a people person. So that's what you said before. You said maybe Steel, maybe not. That was your answer.
So I said Steel would be good, but it wasn't what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said you sort of answered.
Yeah.
Maybe Ice.
Fire Ice. That'd be actually kind of cool.
Yeah, because he's cold as ice.
He's cold as ice. Okay, so
Yeah.
it seems like I said fire or steel previously for Sammy, and I'm now currently thinking off the top of my head I want water.
Ooh, water would be cool.
For
That's a great
any
defensive
any
type.
fire-related emergencies in the pizzeria.
Yeah.
Or elsewhere.
Or elsewhere. Okay, I'm gonna try and get things moving a little bit quicker because I'm only halfway through these and it's already been like, well, I'm not gonna say because the editing's gonna make this episode different lengths. Yeah, sure. Okay, so Evelyn Kira asks favorite or least favorite jokes in Arc 1. Let's start at the top. Eli, what about you?
Honestly, probably Barbenheimer.
That's mine.
Like, just because of how much it derailed the episode, and also I didn't see either of the movies, and kind of always thought the whole Barbenheimer joke was kind of dumb to begin with.
So
I
that would
know,
be
I
least
told
favorite
you.
then?
Okay, so yeah, I'm a very giggly person. So, like, my mind is just, I'm just like a really stupid person. So whenever I like come up with something like off the top of my head, it's just like the dumbest stuff. Which is why Barbenheimer was the way it was. It's why Pierogies 2 Electric Boogaloo is just like stupid, stupid as hell. But I love it. So it makes for really funny scenes. But when I'm trying to be serious, it also makes it hard for me. So. Yeah,
So that would be
Barbenheimer.
least favorite, Eli?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, Barbenheimer was your least favorite?
Yes.
Yeah, that's how we kind of
Oh,
described
Bar-
it.
no.
Shots
No,
fired.
Barbenheimer was my favorite. I misheard you.
But
No.
I answered the question.
No.
He asked what is your
reaction.
favorite and least favorite, and you went for least, so I guess that's why he was confused.
Oh.
Okay.
I only heard
Yeah.
the least favorite part.
Yeah, favorite or least favorite jokes in Arc 1? Man.
Oh, yeah, that was my least favorite joke. Favorite joke is probably... I'm gonna have to go with, like, not exactly a joke, but the bit of Sammy always going in and ordering pizza every time he enters the Pepperoni's Pizza. I love that.
Okay, that is actually good.
So that interaction is like one of my favorite parts from the first season. It's like just that interaction in episode 5 where I'm just like, "Hey, can I get a pizza? Yeah, you gotta pay for that. Never mind, let's get the heck out of here."
yeah.
Yes.
I remember
Like,
that.
there's been like 2 or 3 times in Arc 1 that Sammy went back to the pizzeria, and like every time he sat down at a table and tried to order a pizza.
Yeah, I know. I think the first one I was like, yeah, no, you go make it yourself. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, Evelyn,
Yeah.
what about you? Favorite, least favorite jokes?
Favorite joke? Barbenheimer, hands down.
Ooh, absolutely agree with you. I mean, you are the one who kind of created that, but yeah.
Yeah.
At least the name.
When
in
did we
general.
record that episode?
I think it was episode 3.
It was
No, 4.
shortly. It was like around the
Yeah.
Barbenheimer type trend season.
Cool. Yeah, if you can't tell how late in advance we record these episodes, man, that was like so long ago, and at this point,
Yeah. So funny, the
What-
story behind that, I was on an Uber. I was in an Uber on the way to see Barbenheimer one day. And I just had this idea for the show. What if somebody's name was Barbenheimer? And I just knew from that point I was like, I'm gonna, like, the next time we get a chance to like name a character, I'm gonna suggest Barbenheimer.
it became a pretty monumental role, I will say. Because I feel like that was the dumbest point of the show so far. Was that, in my opinion,
dumbest.
anyway. Not in a bad way either. Just like just really silly. All right. Least favorite joke.
Oh, I don't know if I have one. Man, I was. I wouldn't say it's least favorite.
No, I'm sorry. I just realized something. I'll get to that in a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a least favorite joke, but I was getting really frustrated when like we were trying to order ice cream from Pepperoni's Pizza, and like we got it, like we messed it up like 3 times in a row, and we were like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're getting bubble tea instead.
I know that was okay. That was so good. Episode 3, just no.
Episode 3 went off the rails so fast.
Yeah, ice cream goes on the oven, right?
And it's like we got to a point where I actually got out actual ice cream from the freezer, and I'm like, there's no way I can burn this, right? Why would I put
there's
tub
no
of
way
ice
I
cream
can
in the
burn
freezer?
this.
It puts it in the oven anyway. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Like, I was like hurting inside by that point.
I'm sorry, I just love that bit. I forgot about that. I want to make some amends. Apparently, I actually answered this in the chat. I said previously. Apparently, I said my favorite was the Boca bit, where everything vegetarian is just called Boca. For a reminder, because I think it's been a few months since the episode came out, but my mom used to be vegetarian, and we got these veggie burgers called Boca burgers, and they're actually really good. I still prefer regular burgers, but if you're gonna get a veggie burger, get some Boca burgers. They're expensive, and this is not an ad. I just realized I'm advertising.
We just kind of subtly advertise Boca burgers in our show. Everything is Boca.
Yeah, everything vegetarian is Boca. There's Boca McDonald's, there's Boca McGriddles, there's Griddle McGriddles.
Griddle McGriddles. It's just the stove on a bun.
Oh, yeah. That was a Freudian slip on my part.
Boca Burgers, if you're listening, we are open to whatever's.
Partnership, yo, we'll do it. Yeah.
Yes, Boca Burger, if you want to sponsor us, please. I don't know how in the world you're going to hear this, but if you want to sponsor us, we will accept with open arms. Shawn, favorite, least favorite joke?
Favorite. Obviously, there's a bunch of good ones that I like. I do really like Pierogies 2 Electric Boogaloo. I like that one a lot. I like the stairs. The stairs are hilarious.
Oh gosh, yeah. I need to make like a drawing of just like Sammy falling down a set of spiral stairs.
You're just like, are you actually doing this? Yes, I'm not going downstairs.
You like broke my mind when you said that. Like even for Sammy, that was like, what?
I'm on Munchlax. Like, why would I go down this many stairs? No.
Yeah, you took me by surprise when you did that. I'm like, okay, it's 2 flights of stairs, but okay. I guess we're
Imagine
doing
we
this
get back
now.
to Valkenburg and we go to we end up having to go to an office building and there's an elevator that just has
and it's out
shaped
of
like
order.
A Munchlax.
Oh man. And it's funny too because
like
we end up going back to Gale Beach, so we definitely had to use the stairs again in the train station. But it was at that point where we were in such a rush to get back because of everything that was going on. Just take the stairs, I guess.
Yeah. So, all right, moving on. I should have looked at the
least
next
favorite was
question.
Barbenheimer, by the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just getting some questions.
He's trying to glaze over my least favorite. That's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said my least favorite was Barbenheimer.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're really decisive on that. Okay.
We've got an even split
like,
on quality of
literally the day as we were recording, and I'm just like, no, come on. This is going to get so dated so fast. It's not going to be funny.
That brings us to the end of the segment. We have reached the bottom of the question of the episode submissions. If you guys want to submit question of the episode submissions to be heard on our after show segments or during the episode, leave them in our Discord, which is linked below. It is find the channel. It's called Question of the Episode. If you have a question for the entire group, they will be answered at the end of the arc when we do this again, probably. And if you have a question for either me specifically about me or about the show, or a character or anything that I can answer by myself, leave that in, and you just might get picked for the question of the episode, which will be read on the midsection of the next upcoming episode. And you can submit as many questions as you want, so don't be stringent. Put 1,000. We've had a dry spell lately, so just go.
Hey, even worse, submitting questions. I have so many questions.
Half of these questions are from the co-host. It's supposed to be for audience interaction. It's mostly just the co-hosts.
Can I quickly elaborate on my Terra type answer?
Go for it.
Yeah, I neglected to say earlier, but I think that Fairy would actually fit Hikaru's personality well as a Terra type.
I think you said that already.
Did I say that? No, I just said like earlier. I just said
no. You said fairy, yeah.
Yeah, you said fairy.
Yeah,
you
I said
we'll go
fairy,
really good
but
with Hikaru.
yeah, I didn't say it. I didn't say it well enough before.
Oh no, it's fine. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next section, and we're gonna start at the top and work our way down. I keep saying from the top, work our way down. I'm looking at the list of people in our Discord voice chat. So it's like Eli, then Evelyn, then Shawn. So, right, we're gonna move on to the next segment, which is the co-host asking me questions about the show, the system, yada yada. Let's start with Eli. What question or questions do you have for me?
Yeah, so my biggest one is just, why did you make Bruce's family so important to the story?
Oh boy. Why? So you're asking why Bruce specifically?
Yes. Why Bruce's family specifically?
Originally, it was supposed to be some rich guy in Gale Beach, but because if you have spoilers for the special episode in Arc 1 or 2 that features Bruce as Batman, but he's like, you're like Batman, you've got like a bunch, you're like rich, you've got a technology business, you literally fit exactly what I was trying to do so perfectly. I could not pass it up. And this wasn't like me and Eli discussed this before. I literally decided this, and I'm like, hey, Eli, your parents are going to be in a major involvement. I need details now. Like, we literally had it. So it's just the fact that for what I have planned, your family and your setting and everything, even the fact that your business is set in Gale Beach, like, it just could not be more perfect. I couldn't pass the opportunity up. It made things easier for me. It made it easier for the story to be told because it's in your family. I don't have to create a whole nother family to be explained and stuff. It just made it so easy for me. It made it really easy to do storytelling. It just like could not be more perfect. So that's why.
It just kind of ruined Bruce's backstory a little bit.
Don't worry, I have plans for that.
Bruce's father was indeed supposed to be dead. He was not supposed to have both of his parents alive. And then it was just kind of thrown on me, hey, by the way, your dad's alive.
No, that was absolutely my my bad. As a DM, I should have beforehand talked to everyone and seen like their detailed backstories and everything. That is something I neglected to do. So I will absolutely take fault for that. I should have done this before. Me and Eli have already chatted about this extensively, actually. So don't worry. I can't say that yet. But don't worry, things will be fine. Is all I can say at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, the museum.
Oh boy, you guys had so many questions about the museum.
It was just pointless. Like, why send us there when there was nothing there for us to find?
Okay, so you guys actually, it was I feel like I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, but I did it in a way that made it a little bit boring. The goal of the museum was to cement in everyone's minds that the book is important, the book is this legendary item, and also there were some background hints about like I mentioned how the book was stolen exactly 8 years ago, which was right around the time Bruce's father disappeared. All right, I just had to make sure I didn't spoil something. No, that was explained in episode 9. It was basically it was a way for me to hint at a bunch of things that were upcoming, and there are still some details in that episode. If the audience wants to go back and listen to it, that have not, there are some details in there that have not yet been explored. So, although you guys may have gone there and it didn't lead too much, in the end, I have a feeling you guys are going to want to go back to that museum at some point. So it's not as pointless as it may have seemed. Although I feel like I didn't make it interesting enough so it actually looked pointless, even though as a DM I know it's not pointless. So that's my reason. So
it's a bunch of foreshadowing then.
Yes, it's basically a bunch of foreshadowing. So I feel like I could have done it in a more interesting way, but yeah, that was my way of like hinting at a bunch of stuff. So,
well, there's my questions.
All right, Evelyn, what about you?
Yeah. I guess I have some weird questions. My first question is, are we going to meet any legendary or mythical Pokemon at any point?
I cannot answer that. Do you have any other questions, Evelyn?
I think that's all the questions I have.
All right, Shawn, what about you?
I think my main question is, like, what was the story going to be before the house caught fire? Like, how much did that derail the plot?
Okay, so there's not much I can actually say on this issue because Vince actually... So, oh my gosh, that's so complicated. I don't know how much I could say because Vince was not originally supposed to be a character. I feel like the entirety of Arc 1 was like focused on Walter, and it kind of made him like the main character in a sense. He was literally not supposed to be the main character at all. He was supposed to be focused on the other three, but it ended up being this whole thing where I like explored Vince and Walter's relationship, and it was like this whole thing. I feel like things would have turned out differently with Walter if Vince didn't show up. Or sorry, if Vince didn't die, but he didn't. Oh no, he didn't. I'm trying to skate around.
He didn't die, so you confirm it. He's not dead, guys.
Oh my god, be quiet. He's dead.
We have confirmation. We have not seen a body yet. We don't know that it's him.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how to get it through you guys' mind. He is in fact dead. I'm not trying to hide anything. But I can't say too much on the issue. All I can say is Vince was not originally supposed to even be a character. He was sort of made up on the spot, and the fact that he died means he didn't exactly derail anything, but in a sense, it actually helped with the storytelling because it actually helped me get you guys back to Gale Beach. It gave me a better reason for Walter to head back to Gale Beach when the Pelipper crashed into the museum. So it actually did help in a sense, but it was not necessary, and it probably would not have derailed anything.
Okay.
Because we didn't go to jail.
Yet.
Yeah. Are we gonna... Okay, so this entire time I've been thinking, like, there's gotta be some consequence for us to face for that. But at the same time, there's no proof, there's no evidence, and nobody was there. So no one can pin it on us.
Ooh, it's almost like it was intentional. Yeah,
but we're just gonna get away with that.
I'd rather not the crew. I'd rather not the crew go to jail and just like have a jailbreak episode on Arc 2. So
what I was about to say, it's almost like the DM doesn't want all the players to go to the jail for some reason.
It's almost like the players want to go to jail. I swear.
I mean, it would be interesting.
It certainly would be interesting. I have to go back and watch Prison Break season 1 again.
Just the first season?
This first season was the best season.
Cool, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
It's really good. I watched it a long time ago. But
oh yeah. When Bruce had just set the house on fire, I really, like, as Hikaru, I really wanted to rescue Walter's dad, but I guess I just couldn't go in because the fire was... None of us could go in because the fire was too hot.
Dakota's like, none of you tried to go into the fire? Dude, what are we gonna do? We have no idea how to get into we don't know how to go into a fire.
Yeah. I did the best I could asking if my flash fire ability could protect me from the flames, and you said no.
I do have thick fat. I take half damage from fire.
No, the flash fire makes him immune to fire attacks.
I know.
It doesn't make him immune to all heat, period. It makes him immune to bursts of fire. Like if someone uses a flamethrower
in the Mystery Dungeon, fire types can walk in lava.
That is true.
That is actually true. I didn't think about that. I'm going to say Eli cannot walk over lava. I feel like
Dang.
if
only I was a Quilava instead of a Cyndaquil. Quilava, the Pokedex entries say that Quilava's fur is completely impervious to flames.
I feel like if you guys found a volcano at some point, Eli jumping into a volcano would not end well.
Eli jumping into a volcano would not be good. Bruce, however.
Did I say Eli? I'm sorry. We're sacrificing Eli. We're tossing him in a volcano. No. Oh my goodness. Shawn, did you have any more questions?
I did 3 weeks ago when we started planning this.
Oh boy. Do you have any on the top of your head right now? Because we can always come back to them in a bit if we need to.
I don't seem to have any questions.
Nope.
My headphones one of my earbuds just died. So I had to put it in the charger for a little bit and then take it out again.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and in that case, we're going to move on to system changes. So there are a couple system changes which I actually have to remember because I just started all these yesterday and I forgot half of them. Right. So there's a few changes I want to make in regards to the Not a Scratch system. We are currently using an older version of Not a Scratch system, which was used, I believe, in Arc 2. So it's a little bit outdated. However,
Arc 4. Just so
was
you
it
know.
Arc? Was it Arc 4? I could have sworn it was Arc 2.
No,
okay,
Arc
no
2.
one.
Arc 2 was the Halloween special episode. Bruce's special episode was Arc 4.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, well, I guess we're more recent than I remembered.
Didn't you have like 2 episodes, Eli? Weren't you in like one season and
another
season?
Yeah, 2.
Well, it was a part 1 and part 2.
I thought you were in like 2 different seasons.
Yeah, there was.
No.
So yeah, okay, I guess we're not using as old a system as I thought we were. Because at the point of this release, I think the Arc 6 of Not a Scratch is the finale was released, I think.
Correct.
Can anyone verify that?
Yeah, it's been released.
Okay, I still gotta go back and listen to that. But yeah, so it's at this point, I think, a year and a half old. Something like that.
At least, yeah.
At least. So we're actually differentiating a little bit. There are a few changes between the Not a Scratch system and the PTT system that I need to clarify, especially since the Christmas episode, because one of those changes got used and I did not expect it to happen. So I'm going to go through these changes real quick and talk about them, and I want to see if you guys agree with it. If not, maybe we can come to a compromise or leave it how it is, etc. Okay, so the first change... Yes, Shawn, what's up?
Nothing.
Oh. Okay, so the first change is in regards to death. Okay? The way I have death set up right now, and I had one very exclusionary rule in here in place that I didn't expect to ever have to come across, but it ended up happening in the Christmas episode. So the way I have it is if you hit 0 HP, you are considered fainted. And you can stay in that state for as long as you are until you either take a long rest or you receive any kind of healing. If you reach double your max health, or sorry, your max health. So say a Pokemon has 20 max HP. If you receive negative 28 HP, you are considered dead. If you are a player character, you get, just like in D&D, you get death saving throws, where you have to roll at least, you roll a d20. If you get higher than a 10, actually I think it's 10 or higher. I'll figure that out later. Okay, something like that. If you roll 10 or higher, you get 1 point towards your towards reviving yourself. If you roll lower than that, you get 1 point towards dying. If you get 3 points, you revive. If you get 3 points in the other direction, you just straight up die and you cannot come back. This only applies to player characters. For NPCs, there's no saving throws. If you get double your max, if you get negative your max HP, the NPC just straight up dies. That's it. However, there's one exception, and this actually came into play during the Christmas episode. If you receive a substantial amount of damage where it makes no sense for you to survive, like, I don't know, falling off a 2,000 foot cliff, There's no saving throws. You just die.
Is that not a scratch actually already has death saving throws?
Oh, does it?
I don't know if you remember, but when Ralph and Kyle went to the mountain, the evil team lair,
Yeah.
Ralph actually had to do some death saving throws until he was eventually ejected out of the dream.
Gotcha. Okay.
So death saving throws are already a thing in Not a Scratch. We'll just have to go back and see how they worked it and decide if we wanted to do it differently.
Okay, I might have to go back and see that. If you want to decide any of this later on, that's fine.
So to recap, it's if you faint and receive enough and take enough damage to be negative your max HP.
If you're an NPC, that's instant death.
It's death saving throws. Okay.
I feel like we might want to be a little more lenient with NPCs.
Okay.
Let me rephrase. I feel like no, you're absolutely right. If it's like a critical NPC, like say, I don't know, Miss Flameback. If for whatever reason Miss Flameback is fighting Arceus and she gets to negative her max HP, then yeah, sure, we can put death saving throws on. I feel like that's a good distinction if it's a essential NPC.
Okay. I was thinking like maybe we could do like negative double their max HP, just so we're not like killing wild Pokemon in dungeons left and right.
Okay, well, that's very unlikely. I think you guys almost did that again in the Christmas episode with the AA Ron.
Yes.
But yeah, I guess
that was what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Or was it the Snow Runt? I don't remember. But anywho. Yeah.
AA Ron.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember what I rolled for that, but yeah.
The Snow Runt, yeah. That was a level 1 Snow Runt. We almost...
But yeah, so, okay. Does everyone agree on this? Negative double your max HP for death?
I'm not sure. I feel like I'm going to be more scared to go into a dungeon.
We'll have to be careful with wild Pokemon.
We're over level.
Yeah, it's meant to give you a sense of urgency.
Close to our level.
Yeah, it's meant to actually give you a sense of like vulnerability. You're not invincible. There are consequences to your actions. That is one thing I do want to change to Not a Scratch. I feel like Not a Scratch has not too many safety nets, but I feel like the in the moment risks are not quite high enough. You actually like need to watch your HP and stuff. If you're like low on HP, it's like, oh, I can just keep fighting until whatever, I'll just faint and wake up, whatever. But I kind of wanted the stakes to be a little bit higher, like, oh goodness, I'm low on HP, I might actually die here, and I need to run away from this battle or whatever.
We might.
Does this not apply if you have any if you use a Reviver Seed?
Okay, yeah, if you have a Reviver Seed and you go below 0 HP at all, then yeah, you just revive with 1 HP. Or is it half your HP? I don't remember. I'll have to look that up.
It's
no, it revives you with full HP.
Yeah, in the games it's full HP.
Oh, okay, well in that case, there you go. So yeah, Reviver Seeds are like that, even if it's like, you know, negative double your max HP, which which would have happened if Hikaru did hit the bottom of the mountain in the Christmas episode. So you would have revived because you were holding both the Reviver Seeds, I believe, or just one. I don't remember.
Honestly, probably.
Yeah.
Wait, Reviser Seeds though. Because Reviser Seeds technically revive you and then faint you again.
Oh, are we doing the fake items? Whatever.
Oh, yes, there are fake items. I haven't quite.
Items. That was something I know. Honor distinctly said not to put in the system.
Oh, interesting. Because I mentioned it when you were looking through your berry stores in Bruce's house. Yeah, we mentioned or and a berry with an E.
Oh, yeah. Well, you said... I thought you were just joking about that. Like, make sure you don't get an Oran berry instead of an Oran berry.
You did, yeah.
No, unless it's like in a dungeon or something, I won't intentionally give you
the
like,
Oran
berry. I'm not gonna be... No, I'm not gonna...
Arugula?
No, I'm not going to intentional or maliciously do that. If you guys
No.
like earn a dungeon or something, maybe that's something that might happen.
Look
But
at that.
it's
You
not
found
going to be something like,
root.
oh, well, looks like all
You
those
found a
orange
big
berries
root
were
pour.
N berries. No, I'm not going to
Yeah.
do something like that.
And a root.
Because, yeah, I think Anirud's argument was that we're putting these items into our sheets. So what are you going to do? Like, tell us, hey,
Exactly.
put in an orange berry, but spell it with an
With
E.
an E.
Like, how are you going to tell us that we've got the
No,
wrong
I get that. No, I get that.
thing?
Right.
No, if you pick something up off the ground, I'll give you this hint now. You will have to roll. If it's an or Ember, I will ask you to roll investigation or no perception.
Okay.
So if I ever ask you to roll perception, be wary for those kind of items. Yeah, I won't do that maliciously.
Well, there's also
yeah, just random perception.
there's also some good lookalike items,
Is there?
like
Okay.
the slip seed.
Okay, we can't go on this tangent
Yeah.
too long. We are running out of time here.
We
I'm gonna
are.
move on to
Random
our
Okay.
yeah.
Random
I know, this
perception
ran longer
check.
than expected. Okay, so our next change is gonna be in regards to bag space. I have somewhat of a system.
I was gonna say,
Worked
how much
out?
time we got left here?
So because it is, I'm just gonna say straight up, it is unlikely, not impossible. If you guys want to do this, you can. But seeking out guilds is not going to be something that's most likely going to happen in this show. So I've been thinking about different ways to implement bag space, and one of the things is, in a lot of shops from now on, you are going to see the bag upgrades. These are just new bags that you can buy in like any general shop or apparel shop. I'm gonna say if you find like an apparel shop, or sorry, an accessory shop, then there's maybe like two bag upgrades, but they're gonna be worth money. And I was like, okay, well, currently we have like no really good way of getting money, so I've come up with a somewhat of a solution. Just like in the original Mystery Dungeon games, you can go to the mission board and pick up quests. So in every town from now on, there's going to be a missions board where you can pick up side quests, where to like just random missions that pay money if you do them. These side quests can be returned at any other town with a mission board in it. So like you go up to a mission board and it just says like defeat this boss in this dungeon, and maybe it's somewhere on the way already, so you like go through this dungeon and all of a sudden, because you picked this quest up, there's a boss in this dungeon now, and if you defeat it and go through to like the next town, you can deposit the side quest and it'll give you a cash sum. So that gives you guys a way to actually create money. This will be introduced in a better way once we actually get into Arc 2. But so you can spend that money on bags, on food and stuff, because currently you guys have no way of actually making money. So that is what I'm doing in terms of bag space and money gaining.
Are there also points?
What's that, Evelyn?
Are there also points for completing missions?
I only if you do guilds, because there's the whole guild system. But if you're just straight up buying bags, that's just using money. So no, you wouldn't get points for completing missions unless it's a guild mission specifically. Is everyone on board with this?
Well, yeah, but I was thinking like in the original system, in the original Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you earn points even though you earn points, I think, through the Pokemon Rescue Organization.
Yeah, that's because they were on. That's
Even
because
though
they
you're
were
not.
rescue teams. You guys are not in rescue teams.
Right.
So if you joined a rescue team, then maybe that's something that could be created. If you're in a guild, then yes. But if you're not in a guild, if you're not in a rescue team, no.
We'd have to formally form a rescue team to be able to do that.
You guys could absolutely do that, but then you guys would be obligated to rescue everything you see.
What up?
What's up, Shawn?
We're the Flamebacks. What up?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, does anyone object to that or have any better suggestions?
Oh yeah, stab.
Oh, yes.
Anirudh was talking about adding stab to the system, and the simple thing to do would just be take whatever power of the move and do like 1.5 times that power move for stab moves. and then we've got a page somewhere for power and damage dice.
Okay, so I don't quite want to do stabs that way. One, because I feel like it's a little bit overpowered, especially if it's super effective, or even like 4 times super effective, because then it could get up to times 6 damage, which is insane. Like if you're using,
also...
if you're, yeah. But I also want to keep the current type changes. I don't want to do like times 1.5 or.
Okay, got it then.
It's just going to be times 2 and times 4. It's very simple. I prefer that. It's so yeah, we're just gonna do that. Stab, I'm gonna think about it, but I don't quite want to do plus 1.5 times for stab, because that is ridiculous. That is like absolutely.
Maybe 1.25.
It might just be something like plus 3 damage overall or something like that. I don't know. I'll think about it and I'll get back to you guys.
For what it's worth, with terrestrialization, stab is even more overpowered. So so like if your Terra type is in Scarlet and Violet.
No, go ahead. Sorry, I'm overrunning you.
In Scarlet and Violet, if one of your if your Terra type, if a Pokemon's Terra type is one of its actual types, then it gets 2x stab instead of 1.5.
Okay, before you get too far ahead, currently Terra type is not going to be something that shows up. I'll just say that straight up.
Okay.
At least not yet, anyway. Who knows? Things might change. But okay, yeah, I'm gonna think about that. That's something I'll have to like go over, like moves and stuff. Like, if flamethrower is used on a double super effective with stab, then like, because Bruce is mostly going to be running fire type moves, so almost every single one of those moves will just straight up be 1.5 times damage, just by default. And I feel like that is just ridiculous. So
I don't know. Bruce is hopefully gonna have normal type moves and eventually get rollout.
Yeah, well, you could also just use stab to almost completely negate not effective damage. So it's also like, I feel like 1.5 is too much. So I'll take a look at numbers and see what I come up with. But I have a feeling stab is not going to work in that way. Okay, I've really got to move us along. We are quickly running out of time. What was the last change I wanted to make? Give me 1 second. Right, experience gain. Okay, so the way experience gain works, and I'm saying this because our group is much bigger than Not a Scratches, and well, I'll get to that in just a minute. But experience is going to change. I've been thinking about like maybe using the milestone system, where every time you get a milestone, you guys level up. Maybe we just like double experience for everyone, since we're gonna have double people's Not a Scratch, or maybe but I've come to a different idea, because experience is a critical part of Pokemon. So I'm going to merge the milestone system and the experience system together. Every time you guys do a main storyline milestone, you guys will gain 1 level. But experience is kept. So say you have 15 experience past a certain level. You guys get to a milestone. You guys level up. But you're still 15 experience past that next level. So experience is still important, and experience is kept, but milestones bring you exactly 1 level higher. Not to the next level, but exactly 1 level's worth of experience higher. Do you guys understand?
So it's like a rare candy.
I think
not
a rare
quite
candy
like a rare candy.
No.
It's like a rare candy, but if a rare candy kept the difference between the level that you were at.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
I feel
okay.
Yeah. I feel like they
Like
used to
if
do
you're-
that. in other
Know
games.
just how much experience, exactly how much experience to add.
That should be easy based on the Excel sheets, because it literally tells you. So that shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
Because
'Cause you can
there's
see,
an
like-
EXP chart which tells you how much experience is needed for every level in our character sheets.
Yeah, so that shouldn't be an issue. And that is all the changes I'm going to make to the system. Do you guys have any suggestions you want? Eli suggested stab. I'm going to think on that, because that's a good point.
Nope, covered what I was thinking.
All right, you two good?
Yeah, I like the
I'm
changes.
good.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so the last thing is, well, we actually have a bit of an announcement. So something that has happened in Arc 1 was that Walter became a little bit of a character we didn't expect to come along on the journey. However,
Main character energy.
yes, it's gotten so bad. People see him as the main character, even though he's supposed to be an NPC. So we may have done a little bit more recruiting. Hey Jake, you want to unmute?
Hello.
Say hello to Walter's new player, guys.
Main character, boys.
Hey, I can finally stop forgetting Walter exists.
Yeah.
Walter's here,
Hello.
and he is ready to get
He will not be
revenge on
ignored
Bruce.
anymore.
So this is Jake. He's going to be playing Walter from now on, starting in Arc 2.
Hello.
It's become a bit of a thing for me to be like controlling Walter since he's going everywhere. We figured we'd try and find someone if they wanted to play a pre-made character, and Jake here agreed to do so. Jake, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Jake. I've done a couple of D&Ds, nothing I would say online like people know about, just friend group D&Ds. Sammy kind of pointed out what he did, where there could be opportunity that this could be an opportunity I could pass, but I didn't really want to, so I'm like, I'd go for it. And I really like Ryulu, so I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, sure, I'd do it. That's about it.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a couple extra details that I had to give Jake in order to be able to play Walter. So don't worry, he's not changing. He's, well, for the most part, I think his voice is going to end up changing. Oh yeah, he did. He actually even at this point, episode 9 and everything, the entirety of Arc 1's already been released. But we're recording this, but it's still in 2023. I think this episode's getting released in like February or something like that. But yeah, this is being recorded long ago. So yeah, so Jake got to listen to the last 3 episodes raw. So
That was fun with my computer being a menace.
yeah, that was a thing and a half. Definitely had some technical difficulties getting that working. But yeah, so we finally got someone to play Walter. I don't have to forget him every single episode. And is there anything you want to say about playing Walter? Any changes you want to make to him, or that you've decided?
First off, I will try to make him relatively the same, because I know a lot of people love him. As soon as I got offered this, I'm like, ooh, people are going to hate me if I change anything big. So I just want to say I'm going to try to keep him, I don't know, more the same, but anything I might change is he's not going to be a pushover anymore.
Yeah,
Walter's
so
making a
I really
comeback.
hope it works out really well with you playing Walter. It's a little bit of an unusual thing for me to have someone playing a pre-made character, but we've talked it over, we've had discussions and stuff, and this should all hopefully work out in the end. So
This is my first time doing this kind of thing.
yeah, I know. This was somewhat of a last-minute request because, well, I mean, at this point, you've known for like a month now, but it's, I think, when did I first say, when did I first say I wanted to cast Walter? I don't remember. Was that after episode 9?
I think it was like somewhere around episode 8.
Okay, it
We
might have been after
started
episode
talking
8.
about it, and then it just didn't actually happen until episode 9 or so.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, hey guys, I don't want to keep playing Walter for the rest of this entire show. I didn't expect him to come along with us for so long. So, yeah, so I'm like, I kind of want to cast someone. Everyone's like, cool, okay, let's do that. And we're bringing a new person on. So I really hope you guys like Jake here. In Discord, his username is Rogue Moon, so you probably know him better as that.
Yep. I've almost
both
spilled
Rogue and Rouge.
beans twice, but I've kept it under the books.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
Now you
I've had
just
to
gotta
clean those beans
come
up a
under-
few times already.
Now you just gotta keep it under wraps for another month or so before the episode is released.
Hey,
It's gonna be
it's
like
hard
2
to get
months.
people like to join the server and not actually say, "Oh yeah, I'm part of it," and they're like, "What do you mean part of it?" I'm like, I just advertise. That's it. I just advertise. Definitely not suspicious at all.
I'm not on the show. I'm just a regular dude. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, just in case anyone thought it was a little bit rude for me to have Jake come on for like 5 seconds. This was not intentional. This was just an accident. Jake was busy. He couldn't make it. We've actually delayed this episode 3 times already. So we're like, all right, well, we're doing this episode.
That's the holidays for you guys.
Especially when you're moving into a new house.
Yeah. I think by the time this comes out, I'll have moved already.
Same.
But yeah, that'll be something.
We finally get
future
a full show where everyone's in the same time zone, and then Dakota decides he's gonna move across the country.
Yeah. I guess this is a good place. I think by the time this releases, everyone will have already known in the Discord. But I am moving to Washington, so beautiful country, beautiful
state, not the city.
So
have fun.
So that'll be fun.
Have fun
right.
there.
Is there anything you want to say to the audience, Jake, while you're still here?
Please go easy on me with the hate. I'm a rookie.
Yeah,
who's gonna hate?
Okay, well, you know what they say. You don't want to be the person after Tom Brady. You want to be the person after the guy after Tom Brady. So, I really hope it's not one of those situations. I really hope hope people will like you because.
I will try to keep them the same lovable character that I love them about it.
Yeah. Don't turn into like this. Yeah, don't turn into like just a hate spewing guy. That would be
Spoilers.
terrible.
If they didn't already, technically kill by Dakota's thing, but if they didn't kill him, I was gonna get Walter's dad. He was in the book.
I think. Yeah, that's another reason Jake is like a good fit for this, is because he hates Jake's. He hates Walter's dad just as much as I do.
With a passion. I was gonna.
So I feel like you're gonna fit this role.
When I heard Bruce did, I'm like, no, it was supposed to be mine.
It was supposed to be me.
Hey, we don't have visual confirmation that he's dead yet.
Oh, I believe he's alive. No way he'll get rid of him that easily.
Oh my god! Quit spreading rumors. He is dead.
He's alive.
Well,
we have another one. Shawn and I finally have a third person who believes that he's alive.
We have enough time for one more thing, and since you weren't here for the earlier part of the episode, do you have any question for me as the DM to answer?
Not really.
Nothing at all?
I'm the go with the flow kind of guy, so...
Alright. Well, that was your opportunity. Well, I think we're going to cut it here, guys. I have been Dakota, your PM, your DM, your GM, even though I have done no PMing, no DMing, and no GMing. Dakota himself.
I have been Evelyn, and I normally play Hikaru, the Pikachu.
And I've been Eli, who has not been playing Bruce.
And I was Shawn, not playing Sammy.
And I was Jake. I'm gonna be playing Walter.
Alright, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you over in Arc 2. Hello everyone, I'm Dakota, here to thank you for listening to our episode. Our show comes out every other week, Sunday morning. Go follow us on Instagram at PMDPathThroughTime, at Twitter at PMDPathThroughTime, that's through spelled with a U, and our Discord where you can receive updates on the show and talk to us and give us ideas such as question of the episode submissions. We're not going to do the question of the episode submissions because we just got a bunch of questions from the audience in this episode already. Instead, I'm going to give you a little bit of an update for next week or the next 2 weeks. I'm not entirely sure what we're doing as far as uploads, but we are going to be releasing a special episode where I did a one-shot with a bunch of different players from the audience, actually. This is to give the co-hosts and I a break between Arc 1 and 2, so look forward to that. Let's thank the music producer for this episode. All the music in this episode comes from Pokemon Lo-Fi Music, 1 Hour Mix, Part 2. The music in here is Cerulean City from Pokemon Red and Blue. Vermilion City from Pokemon Red and Blue, Azalea Town from Pokemon Gold and Silver, Lake of Rage from Pokemon Gold and Silver, Route 201 from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, Eterna City from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, Route 225 from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, Icarus City from Pokemon Black and White, Undella Town from Pokemon Black and White, Alioli City from Pokemon Sun and Moon, Postwick Town from Pokemon Sword and Shield, Slumbering Weald from Pokemon Sword and Shield, Turffield from Pokemon Sword and Shield, Max Raid Battle from Pokemon Sword and Shield, Still On Side from Pokemon Sword and Shield, Thirchester from Pokemon Sword and Shield, Jubilife Village Vibes from Pokemon Legends Arceus, Welcome to Paldea from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and Pokemon-themed Lo-Fi Remix. All the music in this episode was produced by Glitchx City. Please go visit her and thank her, because without her the show would be a lot more quiet. Thank you.